Oh, what's a wrap up?
I don't know. Where we
Put a bow on it. Not bad for a couple of white boys. Why does he always get to do the intro?
So that he just decides whether or not he's going to attempt to say my name.
Hi, I'm Mitch Taylor, Gitomer Certified Advisor. We are live from Reno, Nevada.
Nevada, good job.
I got it right. Now, if only I could pronounce her last name.
I'm Vickie Musni, Certified Personality Trainer, here with our very good friend, Mr. Scott Faver, the Game Master.
Yay!
Yay! I'm not here.
I love that you guys are in my home.
I'm not
I
here.
love that.
This is your home?
This is my home.
Oh, okay.
It's beautiful.
This is my favorite wall. I love red.
I do too.
Yes.
We
I
hadn't
love
noticed.
red.
Yeah.
So today on Creating Connections podcast, we're in episode 12 right now.
Yep.
And we want to learn from the Game Master.
Ah. See,
Okay.
I brought my game shoes.
He
Yes.
did. And tomorrow,
And no tie.
this man is
Just
roller
a
skating
party.
for us.
There we go.
Okay.
I thought that's because you were doing dishes.
Oh! Don't talk about dishes.
I want to know, Scott, how did you get your start?
No, I don't want to talk about that.
Okay.
I want to talk about the fact that I'm not in a
Wearing a
suit and
tie.
tie. I want to talk about the fact that I'm not in a suit and tie, and I want to talk about the fact that you introed to say that tomorrow morning I'm going to be roller skating into the room.
Yes.
Yep.
That's what I want to talk about.
Fair enough. Go.
And the reason I want to talk about that is because it is so important that you understand the distinction that if you always do
What you've always done.
what you've always done, you'll always
Then
get
you'll always
what
get
you've always-
what
what you've always had. You need to do different. But the same is true for when you're talking to a client, when you're doing a performance, that you have to get their attention. You have to do something different that is unexpected, that is out of the ordinary, that is not what you did last weekend.
And that's why I brought you in to be our keynote this year.
Yay! I'm so excited. It's
Me
a big
too.
wow.
Me too.
I'm slighted. No.
You're going to be there too.
I'm kidding. It's Jimmy.
You get to speak.
I do.
Yeah, but
If you do a good job, then maybe
thank you.
maybe
Maybe I'll
I'll
get
let
invited
you
back.
do the keynote next year. Maybe.
There's no maybe. Well,
Call me. Oh.
call me. Are you doing a workshop?
Yes.
So
About
Vickie's doing a
personalities?
workshop, Personalities for Business workshop, coming
Yes.
up in Calgary. And
The
your
first one's
dates
actually
are-
in Winnipeg. It's Tuesday the 26th. And their CDJA chapter and the Manitoba Wedding Network are bringing me in. And I'm doing an evening seminar for the group. And then the next day, a 4-hour workshop. And then someone from the Calgary group, Jason
Catcar.
their president.
Oh, I love him.
Yeah, he heard about it and was thinking about coming to the one in Winnipeg and instead decided to add one in Calgary.
Oh,
So,
listen, podcast,
yes,
shameless
but-
plug time. It's perfect.
No,
So
but yeah,
I'm
focus.
okay. So personalities for business, right?
We're focusing on you.
I'm about to take it there. So
Okay.
personalities
Yes.
for business, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you know I do this thing, Breakfast with the Game Master at the Las Vegas DJ show every
Yes.
year, and I'm going to be there 3 mornings in a row.
And I made it, I think, to 3 mornings in a
I
row
know you
last
did.
time.
I know you
August
did.
At least
30th,
2 out of
September
3.
1st, September 2nd.
Thank you very much. Nice plug. So, are
7
you
o'clock in the
are you
morning.
speaking at the show?
In Vegas. Yes.
Okay. So personalities for business. What about personalities for games? Personalities for performance. Personalities for more than just business. Personalities for marketing.
Looks like we're going to be doing a workshop together
I
soon.
suspect that I would love to have you come in on one of the mornings and do a 5-10 minute blip
Sure.
about personalities that relate to games. And the reason why I mention this is because when I play games, I will sometimes look for those 4 colors, those 4 personalities. And instead of putting all the reds together, all the blues together, by the way, if you don't know the colors, get the book. So instead of putting them together, I'll do a red, blue, green, and a yellow as a team
Yep.
and see how they interact together. And then find out what happens when I add an extra red or an extra green to the team, and how that either raises or lowers their performance in the game, which is great for team building, which is another
Yes.
team building game thing that we do, that teaches them how to interact with one another. So this really, really pairs nicely together. And that's my little tip blip blurb that you will.
Tidbit.
Thank you, that one.
There we go. Good word.
That word.
Okay, so now you can ask your questions, but please don't ask me how I get started. Everybody asks me that question,
Okay.
and they've heard it 1,000 times on podcasts.
All right.
But that is sort of why I asked you to bring your roller skates to Reno.
I know, I'm a roller skate king. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
The most favorite moment you've ever created for a client was?
I know.
Oh, then go ahead and tell them.
No, I have a prediction of what story.
This was
Does it
not
have something-
rehearsed, by the way.
Oh no! Hello.
They
Does
know
this
that
look
by now. We're
rehearsed?
never rehearsed.
Does this have anything to do with waiters?
Uh-huh.
Okay, then I won't share that story. But I do have a.
Such a tease.
I am such a tease.
That is a good story, though.
My favorite moment was when I was hired for an exorbitant amount of money from a family who had a backyard wedding. Mom and dad and grandpa were the chefs. Cousins and family and everybody did all the service. Auntie made the cake. I was the only professional at the event. What a compliment that this family, who did not have a lot to spend their money on, recognized the value of entertainment. And that was a client that I made sure had the most amazing, wonderful wedding day possible.
So let's talk about that. That's a great subject.
Yeah.
Pressure.
None. You know,
Okay.
I heard you earlier at the dinner table
Yeah.
today say that sometimes you get a little nervous, and that's
I
good
think-
means
I
that
think
you
it's
care
the
about your
butterflies.
clients.
Yeah.
Butterflies.
Not nervousness, but just butterflies for wanting to do a great job for that client.
You know, I'm anxious, I'm excited,
Yeah.
I'm overwhelmed, I'm enthusiastic, I'm exuberant, but I am never nervous.
Okay.
No, I think it's just a different way of expressing
I
that.
probably.
And
Okay.
yeah.
All right. I sometimes
But then
worry
again, I
because
haven't been doing this as long as you have, so sometimes
Oh!
it is nerves for
Wow.
me.
since 1980. Okay. But I remember Mark Farrell talking from the stage, and he said that he gets nervous before, and that's why he.
Well, I know he did it this last show because there was a lot of pressure on
Yeah.
him.
Several
But yeah.
rehearsals and things like that. But-
Rehearsals. Now that's my favorite.
okay.
You know, you talk about this grand experience production that you create, like the one with the waiters,
Yes.
which I'm still teasing you with.
Yeah.
And then I shared that story with some DJs, and they said, I'm going to do that this weekend. And I looked at them and I said, that's right, you're not. Because that was 6 months of planning, creating, designing, coordinating,
practice,
music selection, and practice that all made that moment look natural.
Yes.
That it looked like it was not planned. That it was, oh my God. And of course it was a, what do they call those?
Flash mob.
Thank you, it was a flash mob
Yeah.
that we created for a corporate event.
I think it's amazing when we can take, and people don't realize the amount of time and effort it takes to create an event. When we used to spend months creating that flash mob.
Mm-hmm.
I remember an introduction I did this past year where it was very much an intricate lighting design that we did for the couple. I spent 10 hours on 1 minute of the reception. 1 minute.
But a minute that they will remember for a
forever.
lifetime.
Exactly.
Right, exactly.
It's crucial to have that experience and have that desire and drive and know-how and want to make that moment the absolute best it can be. And know there's, like Eminem said, you get one shot, right?
Right.
Do not miss your chance to blow.
You just had to bring
I had to
Michigan
go
into
there.
the
I'm
story.
sorry.
Okay.
Michigan is in the story.
Okay.
Well, I will share a
We're in
story.
Reno.
I will share a story that I don't
Yes.
think I've shared
The waiters?
often or many
Tease
times.
me
No, I'm
not.
not teasing you with the waiters.
Dude.
again. But the bride wants to do the shoe game.
Yeah.
And I look around the audience at the conventions, at my local ADJA chapter, and all the DJs with pride say, well, we do that shoe game at every wedding. Thank you. Thank you. That's what I'm looking for. So when a bride says to me that she wants to do the shoe game, I have to tell you, in 30 plus years of doing performances, I've done this game twice. And it was only because it was absolutely, positively must be done, requested by the bride and groom. But my response is always, oh, so you're familiar with this game? Yes. And you've seen it before? Oh, yes. We really like it. Good. Do you want your wedding to look like
Everybody else's.
everybody else's? Do you want your wedding to look like last weekend's wedding? And to make your wedding look just like what's going to happen next weekend? Or would you like a personalized, unique, interactive experience that entertains your audience, that is designed to your taste and style, your personalities? Again, another plug for personalities.
Yes.
And then the answer is almost always yes.
Right.
With the exception of those two brides who said, no, we want to play the shoe game. And I'm fine with that. But I'd much
Did you do
rather...
with shoes?
I did. No, I don't. I never do shoes.
Yeah.
Never.
Shoes
It's
are
called the
gross.
shoe game.
I know.
It's so gross. One time we did
And I
it.
mean, I love shoes, but like, I like to
No.
wear cute shoes, but I don't like to like,
Right.
you know, hold.
Yeah, you're not wearing those. Oh, she had some serious shoes on, but we won't
She's
go
not in
there.
her
No, I
PJs this
changed-
episode.
No, and not in the little booties, but she had. Well, we'll talk. You should wear those. They're. You wear them and show them for.
They're in one of my presentations, and
Okay, good.
those shoes were featured in Mobile Bee magazine
Whoa.
a couple years ago.
Wow.
Nice. Okay, and they match the skirt. I'm impressed. Anyway, I digress. Well, oh no, they did. They were sports team fans, and
Okay.
he liked the Pirates, and she liked the Oreos, and so we had two opposing team hats.
Got
We
it.
did with pennants at my brother's rehearsal
Perfect,
dinner,
perfect.
and he's a San Francisco Giants fan, and she's from
Mhm.
Boston.
There
so
you
we
go.
had Red Sox
There you
and
go.
Giants pennants.
And that's bicoastal, which is perfect.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and they had the centerpieces too. Some of the tables had little Boston flags in the plants, and then others had San Francisco flags, and every
Pennants, you
table
mean?
was different.
Very
yeah,
smart.
yeah.
Very
No,
smart.
they were actual flags.
Flags?
Like they were different. They were different texture.
Not a pennant? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess in my mind the pennants are like the.
They're the diamond shape.
Triangle,
The,
yeah.
and then they're like the felt kind of
Yeah, I'm with you.
and then they had they were little like they would blow
Cool.
in the wind. They were flags,
It's
yeah.
all good.
So the bride and groom had the pennants. for
You
me.
know, you mentioned centerpieces, and so often DJs, they have this focus on providing music. That's my
Yes.
goal.
Yeah.
This is what I do. And yet, such a simple suggestion that would enhance the party. If you simply said, so what are you doing for centerpieces? And they say, well, we haven't decided yet. Oh, so you haven't ordered flowers. Good. How about baskets? And they're like, what? Yeah, you get these beautiful baskets that are filled with glow sticks and glasses and props that then can be used for the party. They're a dual purpose. Now, maybe not for a formal wedding, but for a couple who's
For the right
looking to have
personality.
some fun.
Yeah, for the right couple.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
It's a win-win. And sometimes when they're battling between how much money they have and where they want to spend it, and they think, well, the flowers, and they're just going to give them away anyway, or they're not, and they're going to wilt. But these are props that will enhance our experience for the party, so it's a win-win.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like it.
So a question I want to ask you.
The answer is yes.
Good. Does your wife approve?
Absolutely.
So a question I
All
want
them
day.
to
All
behave.
day.
I told them to behave. And
It's too late.
So my question is, this is something I've learned with my Gitomer certified advisor training, and to me it was a huge eye-opening experience. Scott, you've been someone I've known for quite a while. Scott was someone who I first connected with at the Northern Disc Jockey Conference back in 2000. Shout out to John Young, who just was inducted in the Mobile Bee Hall of Fame this past Mobile Bee.
yes.
And first meeting Scott, it just blew my mind the things he was offering. But it's awesome to see what you've done in this industry and in this business. And we were honored by being awarded at Las Vegas DJ Show a couple years back too together. But who?
I was honored that day also.
You were, your
by the
chapter,
way, my
one chapter of
one
the
chapter
year.
of the year.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So my question is,
Same day.
who is your mentor? Like who's your mentor's mentor was what I learned at one of the biggest nuggets I took away from Gitomer Certified Advisor. Who's your mentor? Who inspires you? I mean, probably family and such, but beyond that, in the industry or business, who came before you that really molded, shaped you?
I got lucky.
You can say your
Very,
brother.
very early on. Well, no,
I'm
there's a
just
story
kidding.
there.
Wow.
But I got lucky early on because somebody shared with me a philosophy that has just been my mentorship. They simply said, every positive thought that you have is going to come back to you in a positive way. And every negative thought is going to come back to you in a negative way. Where do you want to spend your time and your energy? In the positive or the negative? And that one person taught me this, probably I was 10 or 12 at the time when I heard it for the first time. Some people call it the secret, whatever your name is, whatever your mojo is, but that is what I live by. Mm-hmm. It's why rarely will you see me frown, because it's really a waste of time. It takes more muscles and more energy to frown than it does to smile.
Very true.
Okay? And it's plastered there, and it's not just on my face, but it's inside.
That's who you
it's
are.
internal. And it's how I live. Yeah. And then I got lucky again. I had a teacher who just said something to me as a DJ that really got my goat. He said, Mitch, what are you going to do when you're 40? You're going to be playing records? And I showed him. I'm way past 40. And I've been doing this for a very long time. And no, I'm not playing records anymore. But I'm entertaining people,
Absolutely.
Showing them a good time. Yeah. And despite him, he taught me great stuff.
Despite him, while you're smiling.
Correct. So those are some things. But mentors in this industry.
Yeah. Or out of the industry.
But they don't even have to be famous people.
No.
I have to tell you that Dave, out of Canada.
Ternier.
Thank you for pronouncing his last name for me correctly. A great inspiration.
He's amazing.
Truly. And John Rozz, we were talking about earlier.
Johnny Rozz.
Just a genius in this business. I saw him at a Mobile Beach show. He had on this really cool suit. He was all dressed up.
That's Johnny Rozz.
And you would think that he's going to do this wild presentation from the podium, right?
Yeah.
And yet, he comes on, and
Is he still in the frame?
It doesn't matter, I will be. He sets this chair down in front of 600 people, just a chair. And he sits down, and he says, just between you and me, I'd like to tell you the truth about DJing. And he does. What an incredible moment. Just simple, plain, truthful, helpful information from a senior member of our industry.
I would argue, not just a senior member of our industry, but Johnny Rozz is an industry icon.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And we all have our supporters, our detractors, I suppose. But I think Rozz is an industry icon. End of story. Mm-hmm. The man has deserved and earned our respect. And what he's created and what he's done and the legacy he's left.
Maybe this is going to end up on the editing floor, I don't know.
It's all good.
But quite often people say that I have no filter. And I don't.
You're a yellow.
I'm a yellow.
I know.
My filter is for the future of this industry.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm here to tell you that there's factions and sides, and they're fighting, and there's bickering, and there's backstabbing. And I do not want to get involved in any of that.
Mm-hmm.
Amen.
My bottom line is the DJ industry.
Yes.
And what is good for DJs is good for the industry, and what's good for the industry is good for DJs. And I'm here to tell you that the best thing that can happen is for us to focus on our businesses and helping one another.
By creating connections.
By creating connections. I like that. And everything else is just,
I've told you this before. You were the very first speaker that I heard present at my very first DJ show. And I remember talking to you afterwards and getting this feeling. And I think, and then Jim Cerrone was the other one that I heard immediately after you. And both of you guys did it so well. You were so the same on stage as you were off. And that we could have a conversation in the hall, and you were the same person that I heard speak, and that I could see you at a show in Vegas, and now, years later, I can have you sitting in my living room, and you're the same person. But I love that. And we talked about this with Sean last week, is that you, like Sean, have the ability to just create connections sometimes without even trying. And then other times I've seen you be incredibly intentional. And I remember watching you when we spoke at the ARM show last year in Greenville. You went through that room of 100 people and called every one of them by name. Okay, that is not an accidental connection. Like, that's amazing.
Well, thank you.
To me. And I know that you take a lot of that into your events and your work with your clients. And
the idea that you can't care enough about your client to know the bride's name. Her name is Betty. Call her Betty. Please do not refer to her as the bride or the groom. He has a name too. His name is Robert. Call him Robert. Show that respect. I mean, that's just two names. If you want to really show respect, know mom and dad's name on both sides. I don't care if they have two parents on both sides or whatever the case may be. Know their names.
My wedding this weekend, I'm kind of stressing because we have 2 father-daughter dances and 3 mother-son dances. And then there's like 6 parents that are giving toasts, and yeah, it's a lot of names, but I'm trying. I can pronounce them all, but I probably have to cheat by looking at my iPad for the right name and order. I don't have the confidence to do what you do.
But I
do practice pronouncing.
Pull off their Facebook profiles.
Right, and
print those off next to your
smart.
notes, and then this way that will help you in regards to creating that connection with them.
Yeah.
So you have a name to a face.
Oh, what's the wrap up?
I don't know. Where we
Put a bow on it. Not bad for people likewise.
All right. Well, that's a wrap. I'm Vickie Musni, certified personality trainer.
Gitomer certified advisor Mitch Taylor.
And I'm crazy guy.
The Game Master, Scott Faver.
Thrilled to have the Game Master Scott Faver with us.
Here.
Thanks for being with us.
See you next time.
Nice to be Ben.
See you next time.
Goodbye, Mom.
And cut.